Alright everybody, welcome to HGR on a Thursday night. Look to get rolling here, a little bit of a short field with the new ARCA cars that just came out. And right now, Michael Dunn ought to post the first lap here. You look at now in that Ricky Rudd throwback, or Rick Craven. A lot of drivers drove the Tide car. But he should post the first lap to beat. The driver right behind him, and I'm going to try to pronounce this the best I can, but Tucker McClendon. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'll definitely ask how to pronounce it. I get a word with him. Only 3.5 minutes to go. Right behind him, the always fast John Ward. He will be the third one to post a qualifying lap, third or fourth. See, 13 of Danny Burns. You see his action on his first lap. So the first lap coming up, Michael Dunn. Dunn a 48.90. He immediately drives second. McClendon 48.85. John Ward immediately takes that away. Top of the board for Ward with a 48.813. Of course, another fast one who has grown to be a contender, Hunter Hastings in the one. See, Barnes goes top of the board at a 48.80. Again, bit of a short field on deck tonight. No harm, no foul. Go forward, a few drivers tonight looking to rebound after what's been a rough week. One of them, Steve Sizemore, in a beautiful Dale Jr. throwback. Sizemore up and down night last night in the trucks at Talladega. They see Hunter Hastings top of the board in the driver of the one. Well, 144. Show me something. Miles Bagley, another one of them looking to rebound, who has had a rough stretch of 3 races. He will go top of the board with a 48.77. But again, Sizemore one of them trying to rebound after an up and down night last night. Sterling this was in position last night to actually in a position last night to get potentially a payout finish. Of course, getting turned upside down on the last lap. We're being Aaron Rowland in the house tonight in the comment section. Michael Wingo, he did post a lap. However, it was only a 48.911. Not near fast enough to get to the pole. Sterling this lap, survey says. 6th quickest. And with that, qualifying's concluded. Steve Sizemore on the pole. And with that being said, we can get a chat with him. Steve Sizemore, Garrett Jenkins in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, buddy, starting on pole tonight, trying to rebound from last night. What's the game plan compared to last night?
Uh, Nothing different. Just try to stay up front as much as possible, I guess. Try to work with the guys in Discord.
All right, buddy. Well, we look forward to seeing what all you can do tonight. You got a tough competitor right next to you, Miles Bagley.
Yeah, I'll just try to wreck him first.
All right, buddy. Well, best
Yeah.
of luck. You say what?
No, he's a good driver.
Yes,
But
it
yeah,
is.
I'll just be patient, try to stay up front, and see how it goes.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Hope to be talking to you at the end of this thing.
All right, buddy, I appreciate it.
Yep, Steve Sizemore rolls off first here tonight. Go ahead and look at the starting grid for tonight, as I actually have to change something real quick. There, now we're at Daytona. So Steve Sizemore on pole, Miles Bagley second, Hunter Hastings third, Danny Barnes in fourth, John Ward rounds out the top five. Sterling this, Tucker. Darn, it's gonna be hard to pronounce. Anyway, the 12 of Tucker. I'll just call him Tucker until I can hopefully get a word with him, see how to say that name. I'm not the best with him. Michael Dunn to his outside, starting 8th. Michael Wingo, Christian Martinez rounds out the top 5 or top 10. Stephen Scott Jr. and Garrett Casewell. That is the fast 12. And of course, you can really say the fast 14. Ambrose DeBell, William H. Scott Jr. will round out the field tonight. The favorites tonight, 14 of some of the best super speedway racers. You get a word with Danny Barnes. Danny Barnes, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy? Danny Barnes, Garrett Jenkins in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there you are. Well, buddy, rolling off fourth tonight. Is there a plan, mentality type of deal to try to stay at the front, or how does this? How do you see this working?
Surviving the first 30 and then see what happens after that.
All right, buddy. It's going to be hard trying to keep you guys. It's going to be hard trying to see between the three of Miles, Hastings, and yourself, all identical cars, but I'll drop you back because I believe you got the one to green.
Yeah, and I'm a little different, so not much where I notice all the pink cars that are all catching. I just had the only one. Now everybody's got one.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. I'm going to drop you back down.
Thank you, sir.
With that being said, a couple of interviews. The key words surviving tonight. Steve Sizemore, Miles Bagley. Brings them down to the green flag. We are rolling, and already a little bit of a stack-up effect on the outside lane. Sizemore, however, with a great chunk getting pushed by Hastings down into turn number 1. Cars almost pretty much like a shootout. Down the back straightaway, Sizemore holding the early advantage. And now Sizemore up to block the outside lane. Hastings and Ward now trying to make something happen. Here comes the 44 and the 92 on the bottom. We'll have the 12 of Tucker with them. Down the front straightaway this time to lead lap 1. Give it to Steve Sizemore, who immediately drops back down to the bottom of the track. Of course, you see all new cars. The top 3 almost identical. Bagley and Hastings running the same color paint job. Of course, you heard Danny Barnes, his is a little bit different. Now I look twice about it, and not really a lot of organization One driver trying to go 3 wide. Of course, Steven Scott Jr. off the pace. He's already lost the lead draft tonight. And of course, with only being 14 cars tonight, I don't believe the probability of a wreck unless it's entering pit road. Of course, you know Steven Scott lost the draft. Lost the draft and missed the start last night, but with a few cautions he was able to get back in it. But tonight might not be the case. Meanwhile, Sizemore able to come up, block Ward. And we go back down and back straight away to on lap 3 with 38 laps to go. Hastings trying to bring that bottom lane back up, and he does for the moment. Hastings looking to the bottom, trying to lead his first laps tonight. Of course, John Ward, such a great pusher. Was really actually able to help benefit the A. But now the A has dropped down back in front of Hastings, so now Ward being pushed by Bagley. Hastings trying to push things back up there right now for the moment. John Ward with the advantage down the back straightaway. Both of them cars just a little bit loose. See right now that bottom lane has really lost its momentum. And there you'll see Miles Bagley down to the bottom. Danny Barnes trying to push Ward, trying to keep him out ahead. Of course, you want to be able to do the lane control both lanes, get clear. You see William H. Scott Jr. back there in the back trying to pick the lane to go with. And John Ward will lead his first lap tonight, and hopefully he's going to try to lead a little bit more. Danny Barnes pushing him. Then you got started this. Derek Casewell, Michael Dunn, the top 5. Oh, Casewell off the wall a little bit. Came off the wall, kind of forced him to the bottom of the track. Not sure that's where he wanted to be. And right now there's up a small 3-car breakaway. You see now the 10, 2 in the middle of the track, back down to the bottom, and these guys are putting on a great show already. Michael Dunn to the bottom, trying to pull Casewell up with him. Bagley into Sizemore to pole center, 4th car in line in that number 8. Then you got the 25 of Michael Wingo. And Michael Dunn's out to the lead for the moment. Another car off the wall. Right now, Ward now trying to get a push. And you see Garrett Casewell up to the top of the racetrack to cover John Ward. Another one in the wall, Danny Burns. Keeps it straight and keeps on going, but it causes him a whole bunch of spots. Barnes back now from about 4th to now, give or take, 12th, 11th or 12th. 12th, actually. Of course, these cars carrying over 900 horsepower. It cannot be easy trying to keep them straight as it is on a regular track, but here at Daytona where the draft matters so much and how dirty air can affect it, some of these drivers probably having a handful. Down the back straightaway now, Casewell pushing back. You see Sizemore pushing Dunn. And that push from the 8 allows that 10 to be clear just for the moment. Coming to complete lap 7. Oh, a little bit of contact. One car in the grass, the 04, and the bell keeps it straight somehow. They keep it straight and stay green, about as close as far to a wreck as you can get it. Jesus almighty. Down the back straightaway now. Bagley leading Jordan or Garrett Casewell. John Ward laying it away. Here comes another big push from Sizemore to the 10 of Michael Dunn. You see some, oh, Dunn gets third. Oh, they're wrecking already. Casewell's in it. Bagley's in it. Sterling's up against the wall. The two trying to dodge through it. God almighty, already on lap 8. Garrett Casewell, big damage. Good Lord, have mercy. We saw the 10 get, we saw the 10 of Michael Dunn get turned. Don't know if it was a bad push or a bad block. Let's go ahead and go to the replay and see. So we're just going to set this up coming down the back straight away. We'll actually look at it for the crash chopper cams. He gets put in a bad spot. And Miles Bagley, the bad luck continues. A rough 3 races. We got it one more time here in slow motion before we have some onboards. So yeah, so the 8 gets the 10 up off the bottom of the track. The 10, he does not want to be stuck 3 wide. Unfortunately, the 18 of Bagley just does get there and pushes that 10 hard into the wall and then comes back down. Bagley, Casewell. Look at John Ward. He does get a piece of it. The Ward does get a piece of it. A lot of drivers scattering. See if we can't get some. See if we can't get some onboard shots here. First, let's go on board with the 10 from the gearbox and see what all that looks like. And of course, whenever you just come back across the track, not much you can do. Let's see. We're actually going to ride on board with John Ward through this little incident here. I'll tell you what, we'll actually go on board with the gyro camera here. You see, there's the contact. Ward trying to get lower, lower, lower. Of course, he does get a little bit. Now he's practicing his off-road and his dirt skills going through the infield grass. Last one before we go back live. With Garrett Casewell through this. So of course, you're looking at the rear bumper. He's actually pushing. Got a Miles Bagley. Now we're coming off of 4, and there you see contact right there. Tries to get low, just does get tapped, and bam. That's about as quick as it goes at Daytona. And of course, he took his fast repair and actually came out 4th. Drivers that did pit: Danny Barnes, John Ward, Christian Martinez. The 12 of Tucker, McClennan, Miles Bagley all entered the pits. We actually have a few more on pit road here. To reset the field: Steve Sizemore, Hunter Hastings, Garrett Casewell, Michael Wingo, Ambrose DeBell, the top 5. And of course, and really that incident just goes back to the 10 does not want to get stuck in 3-wide position and go all the way to the back. And if it had just been a half second sooner, I think he would have been able to blend back up into that top lane perfectly, but just a little bit of a half second late, and that was enough for there to be contact. Nine viewers so far tonight. I appreciate all of you being in here, taking time out of your Thursday night to be able to watch 14 drivers try to put on a retro Budweiser shootout. So far, they've delivered on it. First caution of the night with 4 cars getting involved. Casewell, Dunn, John Ward got a piece of it, and Miles Bagley. All drivers still in it. However, Casewells, Bagley, and Dunn have all used their fast repairs, so they have got to be careful. Coming to the restart, Hunter Hastings and Steve Sizemore, Brazel down, we're rolling. 29 laps to go for Daytona. And a great jump by Hastings, about as great as you can ask for, but not quite good enough. Casewell off of him. The 25 of Wingo is actually going to be able to push Sizemore out to where Sizemore can cover both lanes. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide for the moment. A lot of shuffling going on. Couple drivers trying to make the outside lane work. Christian Martinez and the 12 of Tucker McLean. Of course, Starling this stuck in the middle. You see that white number 9. He's actually going to go back a little bit. There is a gap for him to blend back a line if he chooses to. You see the 7 on Martinez cuts down to the middle, actually trying to put an outside lane to 12, and I believe that's Miles Bagley in the outside lane. Trying to make something happen, but right now they're kind of stuck there for the moment. As you see now, Hastings getting a push from Martinez. Hunter Hastings has not officially led a lap tonight. He is trying to make it happen this time. You see the 7 jumps up, almost 4 wide down the back straightaway. They blend back into 3. 28 laps to go, and the race is like it's 2 to go. Garrett Casewell, who was just involved in the first caution, up to the front, trying to lead lap number 2. Sizemore with him. You see the 04. Ambrose Nabel jumps up to the middle. Here comes Sizemore trying to lead this lap. Garrett Casewell, however, will lead lap 13, or actually lap 12. No mistake. Of course, Casewell now falls back into 3rd side by side. Right now, Ambrose Nabel trying to either ride with the 8 or try to size him up and try to lead his first laps tonight. Down the back straightaway, Nabel. Nabel Sizemore cleared the pack for the moment. Coming down to complete lap 14. Biggest movers of the race so far. Ambrose Nabel up 11 spots. Christian Martinez and Garrett Casewell up 7 respectively. With 26 to go. The pit stops has obviously affected the pit strategy, but if I ain't mistaken, as you look at the pit strategy linked on the bottom, all these drivers pitted under this last caution. We'll be interested in how the 25 pit stops do work out. Of course, now coming to 25 to go, you see Martinez, the winner from a couple nights ago, actually, trying to lead his first laps tonight. And he will officially lead. Christian Martinez out of front. Here comes the 12 Tucker. Sizemore drawing back into 3rd. Miles Bagley trying to rebound from earlier. See one driver, I believe that was Hunter Hastings, up from the bottom up to the top. Now the 12 Tucker out in front for the moment. Bagley knows how long does he want to ride behind. Sterling This, who had a great run at Talladega in his cars a couple of nights ago. Trying to rebound from him. You see Sizemore from the middle back to the bottom, trying to decide if he wants to push Martinez back up front. And lurking in the back, Michael Dunn in that Tide car. You see here comes Hunter Hastings down to the inside lane, trying to make something happen. A great run. You see the 8. He's dropped down. I believe that's Stephen Scott Jr. It is actually. So two Dale Jr. throwbacks from 2004. They're right down there side by side with each other. Tucker leading. Bagley, this. Hastings and Stephen Scott Jr. That is your top 5 for the moment, but it changes every second near about. Tucker now up, trying to keep the 18 of Bagley behind him. Hunter Hastings, however, trying to pull that out for the inside lane back up. So far, struggling to be able to do that here. 23 to go from Daytona. One driver since that last restart who has not been able to get back up to the front. John Ward in that 92. You look at him. The biggest dropper next to him is Danny Burns, -9 for the 92. Perhaps he's just lying in wait. Just realizing maybe I don't need to be up there this early yet. Meanwhile, Tucker controlling both lanes, trying to keep both at bay. Here comes Martinez to the bottom, getting pushed by Hastings. Martinez, George just mentioned a couple nights ago, he was an HGR winner, walking away with the money. Trying to do the same tonight, outside lane, has a tier ready. You see Sterling now drop right to the bottom. A big block from Martinez to Hastings. Hastings lets him go and keeps pushing down the back straightaway. And then about as quickly as he does, Hastings down to the bottom. Martinez possibly going back. He'll have Sizemore with him and Michael Dunn behind Sizemore. Oh, 12 gets turned sideways just a little bit. They are 3 wide through the trioval. Door banging just a little bit. Down to the turn number 1 to keep it straight for a moment. Oh, Sizemore contact with the 12. They keep it straight for the time being. Well, how about Stephen Scott Jr. trying to make something happen at 12. Just back up a Tucker. He is going to try to pull Bagley behind him. Hastings up the block. Martinez to the bottom for the moment. Now how long will this run last? Coming to 20 to go this time from Daytona. Well, it's getting good. 14 drivers putting on one of the best shows we've ever seen at Daytona. Hastings leads that lap. Well, that would be his second lap led tonight. The driver who's led the most laps so far, Steve Sizemore, running in fourth. Right now, some of the field trying to single file out. I just mentioned how John Ward was laying back, but now I stand corrected. He is up to the 6th position. You see some drivers starting to get single file, potentially thinking about saving fuel for the moment. As I say that, Ward, Martinez, Sterling, here comes Sizemore. He'll drop down to the bottom. Forget what I said about saving fuel. They're just trying to build up a run for the moment. $19 to go from Daytona. George Hunter Hastings, no surprise to being out front. Hastings and Bagley, of course Bagley the last couple of times HGR has been on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Bagley has not had some not so good runs. Trying to make up for that. Did not get a good finish last night. Actually finished down towards the bottom of the bracket. Meanwhile, Sizemore back out front trying to lead his 9th lap tonight. John Ward following him in second. So there's Michael Dunn where himself out. You see Stephen Scott off the wall. The one thing Scott needs to do is he's trying to go ahead and bring back up with this pack. As he just, meanwhile, the other William H. Scott Jr. set the fastest lap, 45.577. Over to 18 laps to go. We'll be 17 next time by when we get back around. now Steve Sizemore started on pole and is trying to keep it there till the end. See Bagley. No, Hastings jumped up. The outside lane's trying to come back. 17 to go. They definitely have enough time to get formed up here, but Martinez and Hastings. And right now, not a lot they can do for the moment. William H. Scott, I believe he just jumped up there out of screen. There he is. He's jumped up there. A great run down the back straightaway. From the outside lane, here comes Sterling This. Sterling This jumps up. A little bit of a bottleneck effect. But right now, it's still anybody's race. Don't matter how many laps you led. All you got to do is just lead that last one. We saw that last night. As a matter of fact, you see Sterling now jumps to the bottom. Jumps to the bottom, I guess, trying to pull Simon. He said 12 up in the wall. That's Tucker. Gonna fall back. And that will get the lead of Hunter Hastings by about a car length, maybe. If that. But here comes the outside lane. Martinez and Bagley trying to get back up there. Christian Martinez has led one lap tonight. The winner from a couple of nights ago. Trying to win 2 times in 1 week. It's amazing how them 2 cars on the outside lane can do what they just did, and it was enough for Bagley right down in front of Hastings. Them 2 cars just built the run like they did enough for Bagley to even drop down is incredible. And it gives Miles Bagley the lead for the first time tonight. Has not led a lap officially yet though. 15 to go. Our green flag pit stop's going to play a factor in all this. We're just going to have to wait and see. But this has definitely been the longest green flag stint they've been on. Some 15, some 16. So I'm pretty sure they'll have to pit again before this race is over. As you see, one actually ducks down on the pit road. They get the horns right today. That is the 2 of William H. Scott Jr. in the pit. The 11, Steven Scott Jr. Also in the pits. Those 10 drivers, I kind of fell off the lead lap. Well, off the lead lap. Bad way to say it. Actually, it just lost the draft a little bit. Perhaps a strategy call. Maybe try to cycle themselves back up to the lead. All right, now Bagley leads Hastings, Sterling, Martinez, and Sizemore. That is the top 5. The 12 of Tucker trying to rally his way back up side by side for 6. Here comes some drivers. John Ward, Sizemore, Burns, Michael Dunn, Michael Wingo. All these drivers are in. The top 5 has stayed out. Miles Bagley, Hunter Hastings, Sterling This, Christian Martinez, and Tucker, and the 12 of Tucker all have stayed out for the moment. You see the 2 of Scott rejoining the field. And actually the 3 of Garrett Casewell, he is among the ones that did not pit this last time. And here comes the rest of the field. Of course, pit road the last 2 nights have been very tricky. You see Martinez able to get a great dive on the pit road and overtake the 18 and 44. You got to be fast here because there's Ward and Sizemore. Behind them, Danny Barnes, Michael Wingo, and then the 10 of Michael Dunn. All blending back in, so these drivers in the pits, they got to be fast here. They're already exiting the pits. The Miles Bagley, he'll give the 7 the lead for the moment if they can hurry up and get back around before these other drivers like John Ward and Steve Sizemore can get caught up to them. It's going to be close. With it being 11 to go, too, this should be the race. You see Garrett Casewell blends back up. So right now, after green flag pit stops, Crystal Martinez, Miles Bagley, and Sterling This, they are the top three. Behind them, Hunter Hastings in the 44 to 1, ever how you want to look at it. Behind them, Sizemore, John Ward, the 12 of Tucker laying back there waiting. Garrett Casewell still trying to get up to speed. He's getting passed by the 13 and 25 of Danny Burns and Michael Wingo. Michael Dunn trying to get to the draft of the three, actually. And then, of course, Steven Scott Jr., William Scott Jr., Ambrose Nabel, all these drivers have lost the draft to the main pack. So really, unless there's a caution, it's going to realistically be between these three drivers. Unless Sizemore and Ward can get up there to them. Well, while we're here and see how this race plays out, I'm going to ask a question that anybody can answer in the chat if they so please do. Who do you think has the best chance of winning tonight if there is no caution? Martinez, Miles Bagley, Sterling This, or somebody else? Granted, there's no caution. If there's a caution, it's anybody's race. But who are your picks? So wait for the answer to come in. 9 to go. You see Martinez just plumb along. Oh, a little bit of a bump. Run to 18. Sends Martinez up the track. Miles Bagley to the lead. Well, Miles Bagley said I'll have something to say about that question. Meanwhile, you see Hunter Hastings trying to get caught back up with the 8 and the 92, potentially trying to make this 3-on-3, have a chance to rally up there. But you see the gap, that was about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Well, now it says 3 on one thing. But if they're going to do something, they hurry up and do it now. All right, so I got a John Ward. So I got one pick for John Ward, 8 to go. There you see Ward actually pushing Sizemore. So now that these two are formed up, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get caught up here. And you see there's the gap for Sector 1. Martinez slightly faster. Sector 2 not any better. So as it stands right now, this little 3-car pack is not catching the lead pack. As I say that, Bagley up the track. Here comes the 9 of Sterling to the lead for the moment. Martinez pushing him. Bagley going to try to side draft. No, blend back in line. Sterling now has only led one lap officially tonight. With 7 to go, coming to 6. Is he in the catbird seat? How does Martinez handle this? How will Bagley try and make this work here? One driver's going to go. It all just depends if the other one's going to go with him. See Bagley off the bumper. Martinez a little bit, perhaps trying to build a run down the back straightaway. Right now, Bag stays in line. You see the third or the second group of 3 trying to play catch up here. They've cut that gap down to 2.4 seconds. But time is running out. Going to be 5 laps to go this time by. 2.3. They're trying to gain something, but right now it just doesn't look like they're going to be able to get a chance here. You see, we're looking at the lap times, so we're trying to get it right. There we go. Last lap still Martinez, who was the third car in that lead group. 7,600 faster, but right now Hunter Hastings jumping out of line. That's not going to help him at all. So realistically, it looks like this race is between these three drivers. As long as they don't wreck each other. Down the back straightaway, you see now hard to say if that was a bump from the 18 or if the 9 just got a little loose. But meanwhile, that's going to shuffle Sterling all the way back to third. Now, what does Martinez do? As we got one car crash. Caution is out. Danny Bars is in it. Oh, the 12 of Tucker. Wingo spinning behind them. Well, forget my question. Everybody's back in it. What in the world has happened? Well, let's go ahead and look and see what happened here. So we're going to first look at the 7. He's already got damage. He just goes to the corner and just gets loose. Man, that's bizarre. Or the car just get loose like that. But where does he have damage from? Ain't no telling. The 7's got damage from somewhere, but nonetheless, that triggers that. So how does the 25 in them get involved in this? So there you see the 7's already wrecked. So now we got to figure out how does the 25 get involved? Okay, so 25's already wrecked. Okay, so here Gordon. So Tucker's pushing. God almighty. Look at this right here. So 12's pushing the 20 and 20 drifts up just a little bit right in the right rear of the 25, and that is enough that 900 horsepower is hard. Once they get sideways, it's hard to bring them back. So 2 completely separate incidences. We'll now do this. Bring us to our first green, white, checkered of 3. And what was going to be between the 18, the 7, and the 9 has now just turned into it is anybody's race. Of course, the man that has led the most laps tonight at 10, Steve Sizemore in 4th, Hunter Hastings 5th, John Ward 6th. And then drivers we ain't seen up front in a while. Michael Dunn in the 10, he was at the front earlier before the second caution or the first caution of the night. Ever since then, he has not really been a factor, but now could he be a factor? Work his way up there. Lights still on the pace car. We'll try to get a quick word. Michael Wingo, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I got the copy. I got it. Got a copy.
Well, buddy, can you take us through your side of what just happened to bring out the second caution of the night? Did you feel like it was a bad push, or like what was your take?
Nah. Everybody's just trying real hard to catch the pack, and it's just part of racing. I guess trying to push me all the way around the track, even in the corners. So
But buddy, on my screen does not say you used your fast repair. So is there any damage left to the car by chance?
no, it says I don't have any damage.
Well, that's a miracle.
I was thinking about pitting the. I was thinking about it to get some fuel, but I believe I'll be all right.
All right, buddy. So there's a chance this 25 can get up there and still contend for this win?
Yeah, I'm fixing to give it a good run here. I'm hoping to get in the top 3 at least.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. We hope to talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, man. Thank you.
So there's, again, the first of 3 attempts of an overtime. And of course, we're not only 5 drivers in the Discord chat, so it's kind of limited. We'll pull in John Ward real quick. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, similar to last night, we're going to get an overtime attempt here. You got what it takes?
We're going to find out. I was working with Steve Sizemore tonight. I don't know if we was going to catch him there if the yellow wasn't coming out. We was trying. I was so hot. We're going to see what we got here. I don't know if I could win it from back here, but we'll see what we got.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hopefully we can talk to you at the end of this thing.
Good luck.
Yep. A lot of favorites coming into tonight. Steve Sizemore again led the most laps of 10. Miles Bagley's led 7. Christian Martinez has led 6. Them are the 3 drivers who have led the most laps by far tonight, and it all comes down to this. HGR on a Thursday night from Daytona with the Gen 4s. Bagley brings them down. We're rolling 2 laps. And I doubt they make it back. And Danny Barnes 1 lap down. So realistically now, 13 drivers still technically eligible unless there's a second overtime. Meanwhile, Martinez with a great shove. Great jump off of the gate. Sizemore trying to push him with Hunter Hastings. You see the 9 of Sterling trying to push Miles Bagley back up there. Down the back straightaway. Drivers jockey for position. There went a bumper. Hunter Hastings bumper, actually. How in the world does that happen just for pushing the car? Unsure. Meanwhile, Miles up 3 wide. Sizemore stuck in the middle. For the moment, coming to the white. And this race is official. No matter what happens, Sterling leads Martinez only by a couple of inches. Down into turn number 1 for the final time. Martinez battling back to the outside. John Ward trying to push the 9 up there to it. Of course, Michael Wingo just talked to him. He said, we're going to see if we got something here. Looking to get top 3 is in prime position. Down the back straightaway. Martinez trying to battle back on the outside. He does for the moment. Here comes Bagley, however. Well, driving the 18 dude. Ambrose Nabel, he's fighting for a top 3 finishing spot. Right now, Martinez drops to the bottom. Oh, Miles gets turned into the wall. The 04. And at the line, Martinez wins for the 2nd time in 1 week. With a big wreck behind him. The 04. Hunter Hastings crosses the line. Miles Bagley immediately toes. And Christian Martinez for the 2nd time this week gets the win. Well, we're waiting for Christian Martinez to get in here, and we'll look at that last lap. Let's look at it from the Ford Chase. So this is setting up, coming off of 4. See, Martinez actually got a little bit loose to 04, just pushing, and a bad push. Went wrong. You see Sizemore, God almighty, big impact behind them. And that's how it ends for the majority of the field tonight. Let's see, who's second place? Sterling. See if he's available. Chris Martinez. Chris Martinez, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Oh, not a lot. Second win this week for you, if I ain't mistaken. Just tell me about the night. Looked like it was a fast car from the get-go. Was there any, did you expect the intensity to be a little bit higher than what we saw the first opening laps of the race?
Yeah, it was a fun race. I mean, the intensity of the pit stops, everything is a little bit more intense in these cars, and that's what makes it so much fun. And yeah, man, I mean, just the speed in these cars and the way you can push, that's what makes them so much more fun with the intensity.
Well, buddy, a lot of people know you from the Midnight Racing League. You're one of the regulars there. You come over to HGR, and this is the second win in a week. So just tell me, what's the feeling, what's the emotion like being able to capitalize with 2 wins this week?
Yeah, man, going back to back since I missed yesterday, going back to back is fun. These cars are really fun. And ready for the next one. That's all I can say.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you with a few extra dollars in my pocket. Real quick, is there anybody you want to thank? Sponsors, friends, family, etc., whoever you can think of?
I'd like to thank Jimmy putting on these races. You do a hell of a job broadcasting here in that Midnight Racing League. I know I give you a hard time as race control over there, but you do a hell of a job. I want to thank Miles with that push at the end. He stuck with me. And shout out to all of my teammates over at McCullough, Kenny and them. I know they're all watching, and I appreciate them a lot.
All right, buddy. Christian Martinez walks away with the win tonight. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep. Let's see, we got a couple more drivers in here. That's real. Being joined in the booth by a couple people. What's up, Carson?
How you doing, man? I'm doing good, brother. I haven't been in here a while.
I didn't think you'd be available. Otherwise, I would have invited you in here.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I hope they had some great, clean racing tonight. I didn't get to watch the race, but I hope they did.
Oh, yeah, it was an awesome race. Matter of fact, we're about to pull somebody else in here.
All right, I'll ask him. You never know. I might have a question for him. You never know.
Yep. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins, Carson, join me late in the booth. You got a copy of that, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, it was a great night for you. You told me that you thought you had something for them. Was there anything you could have done at the end?
No, I don't think I did. I gave Sterling all I had there. They had a good momentum on the top. These cars like the top. I was pushing with all I had there. I didn't think we had enough for them there. If they wouldn't have wrecked like that, probably had a couple more go by us. But yeah, I gave it all I had. Couldn't get it done, but I got third out of it.
Yeah, I'll catch Carson update here. We're running these 900 horsepower Gen 4 cars. We ran them at Talladega and now Daytona.
Yeah, I have a for you, John. I mean, I know I didn't watch you or do anything, but in your opinion, do you think you could have done anything better, or like you could have pushed a little bit harder between those laps or whatever? What do you think you could have done to get you an extra spot, or just get you a little bit up there so you could have won that race?
On the start, there was a gap right behind me to take the top side if I wanted to go up. I think there was enough room. If I would have went up, I would have probably been in better position to have a run up top. But other than that, there wasn't much I could really do but push Sterling there once they got outside of me.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, that's basically what all you can do, man. I mean, can't really ask for anything for the result that you got. I mean, you got third, second podium, so.
Yeah. If Christian wouldn't have came down, maybe we would have got up better. I don't know how it worked out. But yeah, I was pushing him with all I had there. And I usually push pretty good, so and they were still running. So it was fun. These cars are fun. The bottom works sometimes. The top, it just depends on the runs, and that's why they're so fun.
Yep. Well,
For sure.
thank you. Well,
Well
good
done.
luck in the next race. And Jim, you got anything?
Yeah, John, I always ask this question. Is there anybody you want to thank? Family, friends, sponsors, etc.
You guys for broadcasting, Jim Bob and Carson. You guys are good job doing that. Jimmy Crow for putting the race on. I know we didn't have many drivers, but it's always fun to watch people go out there and run for a little bit of money, and just everybody a part of Dega Pros, and Danny Barnes for his family and everything going on.
Yes, sir. John Ward, you will walk out of here P3 tonight. Congratulations. We hope to see you go up another 2 spots because I believe you finished third last night.
Yep, sure did.
After 3 after 3, you can go 2 and then 1, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. Sounds good.
Have a good one, brother.
Thank you guys.
That
Thank
being
you.
said, we will pull in the 4th place driver, and I do want to get his side of things involving the 25 to set up the overtime, so we'll see if we can't get him in here. Garrett Casewell, Garrett Jenkins, and Carson up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, first of all, congratulations on 4th. I got 2 questions for you. How would you rate tonight, being on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as the racing and everything in between? And then the second question is, from your perspective, what took place on the back straightaway to set up the overtime with you in the 25?
First, it was a pretty fun race. Cars are a lot sketchier at Daytona. I mean, it's not bad racing. Just you got to be a lot more cautious and whatnot. But with the backstretch incident, I talked it over with them. I think I got to like 193 on oil temp, and it was about to blow up. So I tried peeking it out, and I'm not sure if Tucker hit me or I just still had a big run on him, or if the bumper just wouldn't let go of his car. But when I peeked it out, it just snatched his right rear, sending him around. But I mean, it worked out for me. I feel bad for him. I don't know where either of them finished or who they were. I knew Tucker was in there, and I'm not sure how he finished. I'm not sure if it was Wingo, but if it is Wingo, I feel a little better because he finished 5th.
Yeah, he officially does finish 5th. As for the 12, he will come in 9th tonight. We'll go through the running order momentarily, but that up and down night, but you've quickly shown how good, like you've shown that you've been up there at the front, you're willing to be at the front when it matters, and just, it's great seeing that. Is there anybody you want to, well, first off, Carson, you got anything you want to ask?
Nah, I was just, well, I usually just ask this to everybody, but do you think you could have done anything at the end or at the beginning of the race to get you in a better spot to win this race?
Definitely at the start when we had that first caution, I was a little bit greedier. I wanted to stay up front. I wasn't really in the save fuel mindset, which I kind of should have been a little bit now that I go back and think about it. But and also they were just all over the place in certain points of the race tonight. And closer to the end, when I didn't have the royalty of fast repair, that's when I started actually playing smart and backing off. But I kind of shot myself in the foot the first caution because I kind of saw it coming and I didn't do anything about it, which is me. I mean, who doesn't like being up front? I wouldn't say I'm super aggressive in driving style, but it's kind of what I like being a little bit more. But at the end of the night, it worked out. So
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that you want to shout out tonight? Sponsors, people you want, family, just whoever. And shout them out right now if you want.
yeah. Sterling this, he sponsored me, and I had no clue who sponsored me. And been kind of in a financial struggle because I've been running other leagues, which drivers aren't particularly good at, and I just get involved. But
That's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah, you gotta in in the cleanest
can't
way
point
possible.
fingers or anything.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
yeah, that'll get me in trouble. Or have some
You
people
won't
reach
say
out
any
to me.
names or anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any car numbers either,
Yeah.
All right,
But
man.
Jim Crow for putting it on, Sterling this for sponsoring me, and who I actually had no clue who sponsored me until I actually got in the pot.
And
But GTCR Motorsports, we got a guy about to win a pretty big league championship. Proud to be with those guys. And, well, I'm the founder, so I'd hope I'd be proud to be with my own guys. But,
Owner, yeah. You gotta be the proud owner.
Yep.
real,
Just everyone there, they do a great job week in and week out, just practice, just taking time out of their day to practice with us and set money aside for charity. Danny Barnes, a good bit of us have been donating to Danny Barnes ever since we heard what happened.
Awesome, man.
Actually, a couple of us are about to go do the charity race for him over at PGR, but
PGR tonight?
yeah, it's
Yeah, that's what I'm in right now. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Make sure you see me out there. So
Yeah, I'll
good
try
luck,
and
man,
take it
to
easy
that.
on you.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, you race me hard. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I'd rather you race me hard and not wreck because you race me hard. So.
well, Garrett, I got.
But yeah, man.
I got.
Hope he's doing all right, and that's awesome that we do these charity stuff because I'm in all of that, whether it's charity or these races or not. But I love to help.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out Jim too. I know,
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me be in the booth, man.
Ain't no problem.
Just let me tag along with you
I understand
when I
we've
can.
been inconsistent here the last couple weeks. And we'll get it
Yeah.
straight. Garrett, real quick before you head out, which is weird saying that considering my name is Garrett also, but that's besides the point. Real quick, just explain the whole sponsor deal because I was a little confused looking at it before the race started. Sitting there thinking, we got sponsors? So just explain that deal for me real quick.
So, this is a new league, which is a little bit different because my team has actual sponsors who cover all of our league crap, setups, paints, and all that. But in this, they don't. Our contracts really doesn't cover this. Besides, I think PGR events and MMS events or NASRA events. But Jimmy Crow's been awesome in this process of me coming over. I've kind of been testing the waters out before I have my team run full time here. But he's been helping me find some people who would be willing to put some money in, which so far I made sure none of those people regret putting me in, which they don't know me, which is I know Sterling a little bit from this chats, but pretty much Jimmy goes around asking, which I don't really like asking for sponsorships that much unless it's for my team, but he finds them. The funny thing is he doesn't even let me know who they are, but I ain't complaining.
Yeah, he just puts you in the car, and if you like to sponsor or not, basically.
You mean to tell me that Home Depot car is not actually sponsored?
No, that is because I am too lazy and too cheap to get a new paint made for that car.
Oh, good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Sound like me. Ain't no wonder we share the same first name.
When I win one of these, if it's in that car, I'll get me a new paint. But paint's hard
because that car with a Daytona 500 sure had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
But
not for me. Good luck for me.
All right, Garrett Casewell comes on for tonight. Congratulations, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
Have a good one, man. Hope I see you in the PGR. Have a good one, man.
Too.
Of course, and Carson mentions PGR. One of them, They're the ones that sponsor the Midnight Racing League you can catch on Friday nights. And Carson, going to run through the list here. I can share my screen if you want to jump in and cover the rest here.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, of course.
If I can remember how to set this up where you can see everything. There it is. You can tell
Yeah,
what
I
it
got you.
is. So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take away the top 5 here. Christian Martinez, second win of the week, able to get it done. Sterling This, John Ward, third again for the second night in a row. Garrett Casewell and Michael Wingo rounds out the top 5.
Here's the 6 through 10. Steve Sizemore, Ambrose Knebel, William H. Scott Jr., Tucker McGlendon, Stephen Scott Jr., and those are all, especially the 7 and 10, they got their own teams here. You got the Blind Squirrel Racing and the Scots Racing in there. And, you got it. With these top 10 drivers, you think they could have done anything, really? Like the 7 through 10 here, just with Ambrose and Steven. You think they could have done anything to get themselves up there?
Well, I'm glad you know how. Well, I've been pronouncing Ambrose's last name all wrong, apparently.
I guess it's probably your Knebel. I don't know.
Knebel. I don't know where I've been getting Nebel from this whole time, but
Knebel.
Canelo, I remember that. But I mean, it's only like the second or third time I've seen Ambrose run here. I mean, he's at the front because he's one of them who likes to hang out in the back the majority of the race and then methodically work his way up there. First time I've seen Tucker tonight that I can recall. So I really did not know much about him. Of course, Tucker came into the night, or he'll walk out tonight leading 3 laps out of 40. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great debut on Raging Idiot Racing Network. So, yet to see what all Tucker can really do. We'll know that hopefully in the broadcasts to come. But
hopefully we can get to see him more often,
Hopefully so. Miles Bagley there's been a week that he wants to forget. The last 3 broadcasts has not finished in the top 5, if I ain't mistaken. It's just been a bad run for Miles. Hunter Hastings was at the front the majority of the night, not the finish he wanted. Michael Dunn, 13th, after leading early in the race, got involved in the first caution. It really was not a factor the rest of the night. Of course, Danny Barnes for Skid Row Motorsports will finish 1 lap down in the 14th. But, yeah, Carson, only 2 cautions, really. It was pretty tame. These cars, they're a little on the edge, but ultimately, dude, like next time,
good. I love them.
Like, dude, honestly, next time you jump here, you got to watch it because, this is old restrictor plate racing back whenever I could barely walk and all that.
You used to watch, basically. Yeah, this is the real racing. I did a Charlotte race in these, the Gen 4. Oh my gosh, you can go up top so easily up there. You can hug that line. Oh my gosh, it's so well. It's just master at work. It's amazing. But other than that, I mean, these Gen 4s are going to be making a scene here. They're going to take the place of next gen cars here soon.
It's going to be awesome to see it too. So we begin to wrap things up here tomorrow night. Uncertain there's going to be a broadcast, but Saturday night, the Inspired Racing League ARCA Series, we all go to Japan for Fuji. And what has actually turned out to be a thrilling run to the championship, well, to the start of the playoffs is more what I should say. Then next Monday, Carson, we're going to have a stacked field. And I told you about Monday night at Daytona, 160 laps, the full 400 miles. 5 drivers will walk into Daytona looking to putting themselves in the playoff, but at the end of it, only 2 will walk away, and you're not going to want to miss it.
You won't, guys. Daytona, you can it can cost you or it can win you either. Like, it don't matter. It can cost you to lose in the playoffs, or it can gain you. I mean, you don't know what it can give you, and that's why they call it
And of course,
the best race in sports. That's why they do it. That's why they do their best race at the beginning of the year. That's because of Daytona right
course,
there.
them 5 drivers, they know walking into Daytona next week is their last chance to make the playoffs. But with that being said, Carson, I appreciate you joining me for the post-race coverage. Great having you. I apologize that you couldn't get in here during the race. If I know you're available, I would have let you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta be more available, man.
Yeah,
These past couple days have been a little bit busy.
You can't make it. I don't hold
Can't make it all.
nobody.
Yeah.
I don't hold that against nobody. But with that being said, Garrett Jenkins, Carson up here in the booth. We will see y'all. If not tomorrow, we will see you Saturday. Take care, everybody.
See you guys. Take care. Take care, guys. Have a good one.